All right, we're back to rank our top 30 2025 Michigan football players this year. I will give Ben the luxury of picking the first if he can tell me who the top three players were in our last years to kick off the season.
Um, Wait, who were last year's top
Who are at the
players?
start of 2024? Yeah.
I don't remember what our last ones were. Last year ones
You
were.
can't think of the best players from Michigan last
I
year?
mean, last year we probably had both linebackers that are still back this year up there.
Jay Sean
Uh,
Barham was five,
yeah. Um,
but not Josiah, Ernest Hausman was nine.
Hello Mullings was definitely up there.
You gotta think interior, buddy.
Um, Not Josh Preeb.
Oh, not Lyman. No,
Oh,
D-line.
oh, D-line. Yeah, I mean Graham and Grant. I mean, I think they're
Yeah,
probably
Graham was one, Grant was three.
yeah.
Will Johnson was two.
The Johnson too. Yeah, that makes sense.
And we had Donovan Edwards to start at four.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Loveland at
He did get
six.
picked up with Edwards did get picked up by the Commanders, I saw. So
Oh, he did. Wow.
yeah.
Okay, I saw you got waived. I was like, wow, dude. Did he wave
Well,
back? He was
he had a good preseason. So so yeah, first pick this year. Um I'm going with Ernest Hausman.
all right. Wow. What? Really?
Number one.
Explain.
I think he's gonna be the best player on the defense. I think definitely gonna be draftable. I mean, I think he already was probably anyway, but um he's got the green dot now. He's the Mike. He's the number one guy. While I think he's physically is talented, he can run. He can really run. But I think he's just going to be the centerpiece of this defense. I mean, all Wink Martindale has talked about all season, all off season, is the fact that the linebackers are the best players on this defense. So um, I think he's a better linebacker than Barham. Barham's a physical freak. Um, but I think pure just being a pure linebacker, Ernest Hausman is it. So I think he's due for a huge season, and yeah, we'll see.
It was good. I actually was like surprised. I had Barham higher on my list, but
I mean,
that's
Barham physically is better, but I mean, I think Barham just gets lost sometimes playing linebacker.
I think
So
he can be over aggressive, that's for
yeah, he's
sure.
over aggressive, but he certainly is physically I mean, just a freak. So
Mhm. Give me Rod Moore. Rod Moore
yeah,
bounce
but
back
see,
season.
I'm with you, but is he even going to play early on? That's the question.
Is my miss
He might not.
I
He's
must have missed the
probably not.
last on
He's
three
probably not
article,
playing
man.
week one. He
Huh.
might be out until like week 3 or 4.
I missed the
So
last article on that. No, I thought
yeah, and
I knew he missed week one.
he might be back by. I mean, there's a pot. He's probably not playing week 1 for sure. He could be back by Oklahoma, but it's up in the air. But
I'm
I
leaving
agree
it
with you. I'd go
talent-wise.
Rodman.
Talent-wise though, yeah, I gotta go with
Yeah,
him. But
yeah, yeah. That's fine. I'd put him up there in the top
to be fair,
7.
last year I think what he missed the whole season, and we ranked him seven still.
Yeah, I'd probably have him right around the same spot, maybe 5, something like that. I mean, he got hurt I think after we did the
Yeah, right.
rankings,
Yeah, well, you got him pretty early. Yeah.
but um, yeah, I mean that's what I'd still probably have him top 5 or 7. So yeah, that's fine.
Give me
And
your
the
number
question
two.
is, I mean, think the question is, what do they look like without him? But I think they're deep enough there. I like TJ Metcalf a lot. I mean, he'll be on this list, so for me at least. So I think they're going to
Yep.
be fine. So, um, number 3,
Yeah. That's your number two.
yeah. Um, there's a couple different directions, but I'll go with Justice Haynes here.
Yeah.
I think, he and Jordan Marshall are going to be 1A, 1B. I don't think it really matters, but Haynes has a little bit more big play potential, a little more speed. So I like Haynes in this offense. And, he didn't transfer here to not succeed. So I think he's going to have a big year.
Leave it to me to pick both Moores. I'll pick Derek Moore here.
Yep.
Um, at four.
Okay. Good with that. Um, Yeah, Derek Moore could be the highest drafted guy, depending on what kind of year he has on this team. We'll see. Um, I'll go with Jay Barham here at 5. Um, I think he got a lot better at linebacker, playing the position of linebacker last year instead of just being an athlete out there. And I think they're gonna roll him down to edge at times, have him blitz or have him rush the passer off the edge sometimes too in certain passing downs. And he's really good at that. So it'll be fun to watch to see what they do with him. Um, and he's a physical freak. He might be the best athlete on the defense, pound for pound. So I think he's got to be in the top 5 ish.
Gotta have another guy to plug up that middle on defense. I'm picking Rayshon Benny.
Okay.
I think he's gonna have a nice year.
Yep.
Stick him here at 6, and yeah, he's gonna have to. He's leading the interior now, especially with Graham and Grant gone.
Yeah. I think he's going to have a huge year. I mean, I really do. He was standing out just in way less snaps. I mean, you're not
Hmm.
going to pull Graham and Grant off the field that often in big situations. Um, I think he's going to be awesome. I mean, I really do. Um, so yeah, he needs to be in the top 10 for sure. Um, was a 7? Tough, tough, tough.
To go through our lads and basically like, all right, the names aren't coming to me in a row. So I've been using our
Yeah,
lads
I
and
mean,
looking at
no,
the depth
they
chart of.
are, but they're not. Like, I mean, there's a couple different ways I could go with. I'm gonna go with Max Bredesen here.
Ooh, wow,
Heartbeat of the team.
Fulby.
Heartbeat of the team. Yeah, normally we're not going to put a fullback up this high, but I think offense kind of goes as he goes at times. I mean, he's just, and I
He'll
hope,
always be Ben's little bro to me.
yeah, but they're both two-time captains now, so
Yeah.
um, I think it'll be interesting to see if they do throw him the ball a little bit out of the backfield this year, just to keep teams honest when he's in. Um, but it really doesn't matter. I mean, he's probably the best blocking fullback Michigan's ever had. So,
I will take the first O lineman. I'll take Gio Ahadi right here.
yep,
I think
yep,
he is the best offensive lineman on this team.
yep.
Um, I've heard nothing but good things too, especially like he looked good in spring. And Chris Ballas again had nothing but good things to say to him when I went to the garage bar in Ada. So yeah, I think high expectations for him to really anchor that unknown of the offensive line.
Yeah. Um, Give me Trey Williams here.
Trey Williams, all right.
Transferring from Clemson, I think he's going to anchor that next to Benny. That he's more of a nose. He's a space eater, and I think he's got some untapped pass rush ability that I think we'll see this year. He's a big dude. They're definitely going to rotate a ton up front. I think they're going to. I mean, they've got 6 guys that I think they're going to play up front, and but I think he's going to be, right up there with Benny, just in a different role. He's more of a space eater, but yeah, I think he's going to be really good this year.
Give me Jair Hill.
Yep, that's
The
who I was
six,
thinking about there.
yeah, 6'2" corner. Just bump and run kind of corner guy here. So I think going to be a really important piece of that secondary with Rod Moore. Obviously, there's some other names to pay attention to. Obviously, you talked about Metcalf too in the deep secondary. But yeah, I think Jair is the top corner on this team. So we'll roll
Yeah, I
that.
mean, by all accounts, he's kind of head and shoulders been the best corner. He went through some growing pains last year too, but he got
Oh
better,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
was
Yeah, there's
he
times where I was
was
like, "What are you doing?" But
yep, yep. But they had to weather the storm without Will Johnson, and they figured it out. And um, I think he's going to be really good this year. He's got the talent, to be a you know day 2 NFL pick, I think. But it's just
yeah.
putting it all together. But yeah, I really like him. Really good man, but
Hmm.
the zone coverage was the question mark. But if he's gotten better,
Yeah,
then
if
he
you
should.
but another year of growing, right? So we'll
Exactly.
see what you can do there.
Um, I am gonna take Jordan Marshall here. Um, you could put him above Haynes even. I mean, we'll see who ends up getting more carries and whatnot. But there's a little bit different backs. He's more of a north-south guy, but he runs really hard, and I really, really like him. I think he's going to be a really good back, and he should be here again next year too. So, I'm looking for big things out of him, and if he's right there with Haynes right now, I mean that's a really good sign because he's literally just gonna be a sophomore. So I think
Oh,
you're
he
gonna
looked
have.
awesome in the bowl game, that's for
He
sure.
did. He ran hard, and that there were not a whole lot of yards to be had, and he still gained 100 yards because how hard he was running,
Mhm.
with no passing game at all. So I'm excited. They got two really good backs. So we'll see who the third back is. I mean, it's up in the air, but I think they'll work that one out. Um, so yeah, I'm excited for him.
Yeah. Sue me, I'm taking Dominic Zvada here.
That's fine. I mean, look,
Okay.
across the
I was like,
50.
yeah, I mean, some people are a little iffy on taking kickers,
No,
but
I
like
mean, you cross
he
the
was
50, you
so
should have
good
points.
last
This
year.
is part of the reason why, like, I feel good about this team, like, still scoring some points is cross the 50 and you feel pretty good about it, depending on the weather. So
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, just don't turn it over, you know? Just don't give the other team
Control the
easy.
football, grind it out, yeah.
Exactly. Don't give the other team good field position. You're probably going to make a lot of field goals. You know, you should be okay.
Yeah.
So I'm good with that.
Yeah.
That's
Love
high
that
for a
clutch
kicker,
kicker.
certainly, but
I mean, we've been pretty blessed lately with kickers, so it's
we have,
nice.
we have. I think Zavada's the best one I've seen though. I
I
mean, I
know, but
really.
we thought, and I remember being like, wow, Moody's even better than Nordine, and Nordine for a hot while was okay.
Yep.
So it's
Yep. And
like
Kenny Allen even before him was
Kenny
good.
Allen. Yeah.
He was good. He was good. So, um, all right. What number is this? 13?
Yeah, I think it's be 12.
Well, give me Bryce.
No, this is 13. You're right. But
Give me
it's,
Bryce.
yeah.
Give me Bryce.
Right. Yes.
I mean, pure talent wise, I mean, he's got to be up there. Importance wise, he's probably number one. Let's be honest. Um, Beyond maybe some guys on the offensive line. Um, but yeah, he's got to stay healthy. Got to take care of the football, and then doesn't have hopefully doesn't have to be Superman right away. Um, but just get better. This year should be all about getting better. I know I had them going undefeated or maybe losing one game, right? But like this year should just be about his progression, and by the end of the season, hopefully he's good enough to beat Ohio State. Is where I'm looking at it. So,
And I'm going to take the other edge, TJ Guy.
yep,
Yeah, I mean, now that does make the defensive line look pretty solid now that we've, listed, Derek Moore, Rayshon Benny. You talk about Trey Williams there at the nose. And then you got TJ Guy on the other edge. Like that looks pretty good. That means we got
yep, and
four
you're gonna
defensive
have
linemen in the top 14. That would feel pretty
yeah,
good.
yep, and you're gonna have. I mean, there could be another guy or two from the defensive line. I think that could be in this list. So, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be good.
Well, for sure one. I have one coming up in the next two. So yeah.
Yep, yep. I'm gonna go with no. Didn't think he was any good last year. No, I'm gonna go with Andrew Sprague here.
Okay. There's our second O
I think
lineman.
I think he's actually going to be their best offensive lineman by the end of the season.
Okay.
I think Joel Hottie is right now, but I think Andrew Sprague, he's on the trajectory of all the good offensive linemen, right? Red shirts, plays his red shirt freshman season towards the end, does well against some good teams, did really well against Alabama, and then now it's like okay, now he's the guy, right? And I wish he was a left tackle because I don't like Evan Link, but
I know.
hopefully he's gotten better. But
Yeah.
I feel pretty good about the right tackle spot. So
I've been waiting to like say this name for the last like 3 or 4 years, and it just keeps getting past the last minute. But this is Greg Crippen's spot.
yeah, yeah,
Um, I think I
got to
need to
be
see
good.
Greg Crippen.
He's got to
I
be
need,
good this year. He's got
yeah,
to be.
it's got to be. And again, Dallas had good things to say when I went, so it's like it sounds like he's maybe taking a step.
Yep.
He's looked pretty good overall.
Yeah.
But again, even if he can be like the third best guy and at least be able to read the defense and call out certain signals to the O
Well,
line.
I don't think he's gonna. That's gonna be a problem. I think like his smarts. He's been here long enough. Like I think that's good, and that's why he's got to be the guy. It's just physically, I don't know. Like he's not
Yeah, is
Olu.
he?
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like Olu was a monster. He's
yeah.
not even Nugent. Nugent wasn't necessarily he wasn't Olu, but he was still physically good. I think Crippen's just a step down, and that's okay from a center standpoint. But Crippen was getting, I mean, Tyleek Williams freaking destroyed Greg Crippen last season. Granted,
To be fair,
Tyleek Williams was a first round pick.
we've had a healthy run of centers too. When you go back to like
Correct.
Mason
And
Cole
granted,
and then Olu and then
correct. And
Nugent.
granted, Tyleek Williams is a first round pick, right? And I hope he has an incredible season this year for the Lions. But it's he was getting abused, right, at times.
Yeah.
So and that's not because he's not smart or doesn't know what he's doing. It's just like he's not physically up to that challenge against elite defensive tackles. So if he can get to a point where he's passable against those guys, then I think sky's the limit because I do think he's a good center from the
Yeah.
mental standpoint. So um, go Zeke Berry here. I think they're going to move him around depending on Rod Moore status, how good TJ Metcalf is, you know, how some of the other corners come along, like Shamari Earls. I think I've heard some good things about him as a freshman. Corner is a position that freshmen can certainly play and play pretty early because it's more physical than mental. Um, so I think they're gonna, but Zeke Berry was also cornerback, really number one when Jair Hill was struggling at some points last year. So um, I think they feel pretty good about him at corner. I think they would like to move him around, but just because he is, a really good nickel too. But um, I think he's important. I think he's talented, and he's going to have a big role in the defense regardless.
All right, number 18, I'm taking the Alabama transfer in the middle, Damon Payne. Um, again, good depth. And again, I think there's another defensive lineman here too that it's like I kind of went back and forth on who I could take here. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see the Alabama transfer. 6'4", 300-pound beef, man.
Yeah.
Um,
He's a big dude. I think he's going to be like an innings eater. Like he's a guy that can just eat space. He's a big
yeah.
dude. And I don't think there's like a super high like pass rush, you know, upside from him. But
Yeah,
like that's
just hold your anchor, man.
Yeah,
Just
you
like
don't just eat doubles. Keep the guys off the
yeah.
linebackers, right? The linebackers are going to make the plays. The edges are going to make the plays. Like you just need to eat doubles. So I think he can do that for sure. So, and he's going to be really important because you got to be able to rotate those guys.
Mhm.
Um, give me Mason Curtis here.
All right.
This is going to be for some people. This will be a huge surprise when he's out there doing really well. But I think Michigan is going. So Mason Curtis is like what Kyle Hamilton is to the Ravens, just a big nickel, right? He's not like an incredible cover guy, like from a speed standpoint, right? But if teams want to go heavier, like the answer to what Michigan likes to do is
Yes.
to add another tight end and try to go heavy. So to go 12 personnel or 20, or 21, I guess, personnel, right? But really 12. And uh the answer for Michigan is to have Mason Curtis on there because he can cover tight ends and he can play in the box and he can cover certain receivers because he's also 6'5". He takes away the RPO game because he's huge, right? I mean, he's kind of a Swiss Army knife, and that's Michigan's had tried to do that type of stuff way back, like in 2021 with like Michael Barrett as that guy, but like Barrett's 6'1", maybe he's probably like 5'10" in all reality, and he's more of a linebacker. Mason Curtis is going to have a big season. I think they're going to move him around. I think he's going to have a big year. I think he's going to play a lot. So I'm really excited. So Wink Martindale had a lot to say about him. So
Oh, well, here at 20, I'm going to take our QB6, Donovan McCulley.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
transfer out of Indiana.
got to be wide receiver one.
He's going to be wide receiver one. So, and that's going to be something that we need at least one of this year, please.
Yeah,
So, he's going to be really important. And hopefully, obviously, we don't have to see him as a QB6 because that means even Davis Warren was out there and died.
CL.
Hopefully, the
He's
leukemia didn't come back. But, yeah, there's some pretty untapped potential there that I think that Michigan can utilize. I don't know if he was used correctly. There's a lot of athleticism there.
well, and
Um,
I mean, 2 years ago he was really good, and he had Brennan Sorsby throwing him the ball. Right, who's
mhm.
got like as good of an arm as I do.
I do remember Source. Yeah.
He was not good, right? That was Tom Allen's last year at Indiana. He was horrible, right? They were just not
Uh,
good. And then Signetti comes in, and he brought in all his receivers from JMU, and that's that's how it goes sometimes, right? So, um, yeah, I mean, I think McCauley's gonna be really good. I mean, we needed a guy with size that, like, if you just match him up one on one, you can just kind of arm punt it up to him, and you know that's huge for a young quarterback to just have that outlet. You know, not in any way comparing McCauley to Braylon Edwards, although McCauley did get number one as his number for receiver.
Yeah, I did
But
see that.
when Chad Henne started as a freshman, like he could just throw it up to Braylon Edwards pretty much any time, and it would go well. So you got to have that outlet, and I think it's super important. I'm gonna go with Marlon Klein here,
Okay.
tight end
Charming.
Hillman. Yeah, he's a captain. I think he's due for a season that could get him to a fringe NFL draft pick level. Um, Certainly can block. I mean, I think he's an excellent blocker. He just got to take that next step when it comes to uh, the receiving game. He's got some speed. He's got athleticism. It's just like, hey, you got to take that next step and to become like the real tight end one to
It's a little
complete
bit
that.
of a step. He's up from 29 last year.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
ranked him 29th last year on our list.
What is he now? What was this? 21?
That would be 21, I believe. So
Yeah. So it makes sense. I mean, Colson Loveland's gone. You're not going to have that type of athlete or your receiver at tight end this year. But I think, you know, I think Klein could have a real nice year. And there's some other guys behind him that I think will be good eventually too. So,
let's take safety slash nickel TJ Metcalf here.
okay. Yep.
I know you'd mentioned him a little bit earlier, but I kind of went back and forth between him and another guy for this spot. I think he'd be a welcome addition.
Yeah. No, I think he had a huge spring game. He was fun to watch. I think he's going to fly around. His brother's on the team too. I don't think
There's
Tevis is.
like some Brian Branch-esqueness to him because he does play
Absolutely. Yeah,
safety and nickel.
that's a good comparison actually. I mean, I think they
Yeah.
play a similar type of game. Um, can cover, can run, just kind of all over the place. Big hitter. Um, I'm gonna take a different safety. I'm gonna take Brandon Hillman.
Hey, yeah, okay. Did
I
he
think.
played baseball, right?
No,
No, I'm
I don't
thinking
think
of the
so.
quarterback, Braden Mann, right? Probably I'm thinking
Yeah,
Mann.
Brandon Mann. Yeah, Brandon
Yeah,
Hillman. Brandon Hillman. You
yeah.
should look up his interview from yesterday.
Okay, okay.
His there's a nice sound bite. It's pretty funny. He'll probably not get another interview, but there's a real nice sound bite. It's pretty funny.
Didn't you? I
Um,
think you sent that Twitter
yeah, maybe I did.
thing to
Maybe I
me.
sent it, but
You
he's
for sure
dropping an F
sent it. I
bomb
just
in
can't.
his first.
Yeah.
He's dropping an F bomb in his first interview, but um, no, I mean he's probably the biggest hitter on the team, other than maybe Jay Sean Barham. So I mean all the players when they ask like who do you not want to get hit by, it's Brandon Hillman because I think what they said is like we don't want to get hit by Barham because he's like bigger than anybody. But then I think it was Samaj Morgan who was like, yeah, but the problem is like Hillman just doesn't care about himself. Like he doesn't care if he like hurts himself. Like he just literally has this reckless abandon, doesn't care. And you need a guy that's a little crazy like that as long as he does it, legally. Um,
Right. Not
so
just head hunting. Yeah.
yeah, but you need a big hitter, and but he's a good cover guy too. He's been and he's played a good amount, last year too. So I think it's a deep secondary. I mean, is there an elite guy like a Will Johnson or I would say Rod Moore could be that guy, but I don't know if he's going to be healthy enough to really show that yet. But do they have that elite guy like a Dax Hill or something like that? Probably not, but it's deep, and they're going to have a lot of guys. I mean, even I don't think he's going to make this list, but Jaden Mangum, I think, is going to even play.
I've got him on. I've got him on my list, but
Okay,
um,
so yeah,
there's just too much good talk about him too, with again
yeah, he's
Broom
playing. I
and
mean, I don't think
Dallas.
he'll
And
necessarily be out there with the first group, but I think he's going to play. So
I'm actually taking Trey Pierce here, so another piece of
yep,
beef up
yep.
in the middle.
And it
But
sounds like I mean Sharon, maybe it was Sharon or I can't remember who was talking, but Pierce is like third behind Benny and Williams, like running third lately.
so even ahead of Payne right now, huh?
Yeah, so that's awesome. What number is this?
This will be 25.
Um, yeah, give me hmm, I want to take a guy on offense, but I struggle. That's sad, but and I struggle on defense because we've kind of rolled through everybody. Give me
Almost the
give me
starters.
give me Cole Sullivan here. A lot of talk on Cole Sullivan.
It's true.
I think he's another guy you can move around. He could play edge. He could be a linebacker. A lot of really, really positive talk on Cole Sullivan. Um, I think he and Jimmy Rolder are obviously the second linebacker group, but um, I think Sullivan's got crazy high potential. So I'll take Sullivan here. I think he's going to play a lot.
Hmm. So another name that I heard a lot of
Hmm.
as like a potential breakout guy that people aren't really talking about this year is Anthony Simpson, a wide
Yeah.
receiver.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, However, he kind of his position is kind of slot-esque, so he has to get past
Why?
Samaj Morgan,
He's very
right?
fast. I hope he takes a step. He's that guy. That's what I'll say.
I'm gonna take Anthony Simpson, though. So
All right. I'm still gonna put Samaj ahead of him, but I get it for sure. Um, hmm, who do I want to take here?
tough. We still have two offensive starting O linemen that we're like in that potentially
But I
putting in
mean,
our
I'm
top.
not thinking Evan Link needs to prove it before he's not in my top 30. Like he's just not, unfortunately.
Yeah.
There's too much depth on defense that like puts him, you know, out of it. Um, and I'm not taking Norton because I haven't even seen him play. Just can't. Um, Man, I don't know now. Now I'm looking at the roster again because like I'm going back and forth a little bit here. Give me yeah, I mean give me Dom Nichols.
Hey,
Another- I
do
mean
you have him? You have him ahead of Rolder right now, huh?
yeah. I think he's just gonna play more. I think it's gonna be really hard to take the two starting linebackers off the field. But I think they're gonna rotate the edges a lot, especially early. And I think he's the third, if not fourth edge. But I mean it's obviously TJ Guy, Derek Moore, but it's gonna be Nichols and oh what's his name? Uh Hold on. Who's the other guy? Nichols and I'll find it. I forgot they had Troy Bowles on the team too. Like he's probably gonna play some. Oh, Cam Brandt too. So
And Brant was the guy that's gonna is on my borderline 30.
yep, yep.
Um, I think I'm gonna go Mikey King.
Okay. He's hurt now too, but I hope by the time
Allegedly, he was supposed to be ready by the end of August, but that
yeah,
was
but he also
maybe,
hasn't. I mean, the last time I listened to Ballast talk, and some other guys, it just sounds like he's barely been he can't throw right now. So that's
trying to
exciting.
focus on the talent. Trying to focus on the talent.
No, that's fine, and I'm good with that. I mean, hopefully by the time he's good to roll, like hopefully we don't, he doesn't really need to ever really get into anything meaningful, but like hopefully he gets healthy within a week or two, and then like okay, now if something bad happens, we have a viable backup because I really don't want to see Jaden Davis play in anything meaningful. I'm fine
Are
seeing
you not hearing the good things about Jaden Davis too, though?
you
Like
hear.
I'm hearing that he's actually
Yeah,
doing pretty well.
I've also seen Jaden Davis play, and
I know it looks super bad. It's
I've also
not
seen Mikey Keene play, and it's like
mechanically,
okay, like
mechanically.
there's something there.
Yeah.
Um, Give me some Aj here.
Yeah.
I think new offense, different focus on the offense. I think he's got to be. I think he's got to have a big year because you know otherwise it's getting late for him.
Um, yeah, I'm kind of battling back and forth between Brant, but I think I'm taking Jaden Mangum ahead of Brant.
Okay,
Out of Michigan State. So there's like the one time I'll give a little bit of a shout to a Michigan State talent
sure.
caliber. But I want to hear some of your honorable mentions. Who are guys that you kind of like could definitely like be in that 30 to 35 window, like barely
Yeah,
miss
I
the
mean
cut.
Jimmy Rolder,
Yeah.
uh, Josiah Edmond, I think he'll probably play some
I think
at
at
point.
some point, right, you put Norton and a Phobie
Yeah,
kind
Norton
of like near that
and
spot.
Kobe kind of interchangeable. We'll see who ends up really winning that one.
How
Blake
about
Frazier.
Noetta?
Yeah,
Inoetta, right?
Noetta. I think Blake Frazier and Evan Link too. I'd kind of choose that as well. It's a real,
I probably would have had CJ Hester in my top 30 if he didn't transfer, to be honest.
yeah, maybe, but he didn't even. There was no talk of him. No.
No, just like the numbers. It's just like, uh, yeah.
I mean, um, Jeremiah Lowe. I liked what he did a lot in the spring game, but I don't know if I'd put him that high. Definitely Cam Brandt needs to be, he's gonna play a lot. Um,
A guy
Jalen
that I made really
Hoffman,
good in last year's NCAA football game was Lugard Hidokpai.
yeah, I think he actually is gonna be a really good player.
I like the dude 6'7", 235.
Yeah,
Like,
he's huge.
yeah.
Um, Jalen Hoffman, I think there could be a role. He had a huge spring game, obviously. Um, he's hurt right now, but who's the other tight end? Um, Hogan Hansen.
Do you feel pretty good about? I've heard hit and misses on Jake Winera, so
No, I think he's the
um,
center next year for sure. So
okay.
I'm positive. I mean, they like him, and they've been playing him at guard
Well,
too.
they've had Strayhorn there too, right? Caden Strayhorn's
Yeah,
also
but he's
kind of
not
playing.
ready. Not close to ready. So I think he
Ty
was.
Ty Haywood. Ty Haywood's a guy that's like
Haywood, that's another guy that like
Babalola. Babalola might have touched this list if he
Pavlovic
was
would have been in there, and or I don't think he would have been in there just because I don't think he was going to
maybe
start.
honorable man. I probably would have had him at like 34 if we
Yeah,
kept going.
yeah. I mean, he hadn't started. He wasn't going to start. I don't think even fully healthy. I don't think he was going to start right away. I think it was one of those things where like, hey, by the end of the year, he probably could be though.
The other name that I heard a lot of at the bar was Hogan Hansen.
Yep, but he's hurt right now.
Yeah, but like are very high on Hogan Hansen.
Yeah, he's a really good receiver. I mean, he played a lot against Ohio State last year and against Alabama. I mean,
They're like he's probably not Loveland, not necessarily the same type as Loveland either, but like um
closest thing they have to Loveland right now.
talent
On
wise, like it's right
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm interested. It is interesting. I'm looking at the current R lads. They do actually have Mason Curtis ahead of Rod Moore, but that could be because of the injury.
I think it's the injury, and I think Curtis is going to be really good.
Mari Earls, that's another guy. It's like, yeah.
Yep. Shamari Earls will play as a freshman. I think. I mean, again, that's this team goes. I know we struggled with like naming 30, but like they're so deep on defense. It's just can the offense come together enough to be
Yeah, the fact that we
at
couldn't name like all 22 starters essentially, like that's a little tough. But
that, but like it's
that
because
also shows the
of
depth of the
the
defense.
defense. Yeah, the defense is really deep, but also it's like you got to prove it at right guard and you got to prove it at left tackle. Beyond that, I think we did name everybody, really. I mean, we named two running backs, we named the starting quarterback, you
I
named
mean,
the
we missed
backup.
backup fullback Jalen Hoffman. I don't know.
Well, but he's this fringe guy. I really think he'll be pretty good, and he's a heck of a receiver, is what he is. So,
I mean, Bryson Cudsdall is probably
yeah,
in
he had
that
a really good
conversation.
spring game. Really
Jasper
good. Spring.
Parker too. Like it's like
I think by the end of the year, he's going to be running back three, Parker.
Parker. Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about Parker too. Yeah.
So,
Uh, I
but
don't know.
next year,
As long
State's
as I
going
don't
to
have
be
to see
hype.
Connor Jones, I can't believe Connor Jones is still getting a scholarship to play there. But like I remember watching him like
He's
probably
not.
2 years ago, and granted he was probably a freshman. It was I probably would have done the same thing he did and essentially fall over,
It just fell off. Well,
which fell over.
the sad thing about I was listening to the Go blog one, and they were talking about Crippen, and it was Crippen's first start last year. I can't remember who
Yeah.
it was, and they said Brian, who runs Go blog, charts the offense, and he said I charted the offense, and the only note I had for Greg Crippen was all this guy does is fall over. I'm like, that's not
Yeah.
good.
I don't want to hear
That
that note this year. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Hopefully
like,
he's
that's not good. And
sturdied
then,
those
well, then
feet.
he explained it. He's just weak. And yeah, all he does is fall over. That's all he does. Like he's just too weak. He said he got a lot better as the season went on, but Yeah, he's like my concern is physical, and that's what I was saying. It's
Well, we
just,
were always wondering, like, he always felt like he was the guy, and then
and then
like
he would
Raheem
just get,
Anderson
and
eventually even
then
passed him, and it's like, what's
well,
going
then he
on?
would get transferred over, every single year, and it was like, okay, well, why
Yeah,
is this
you were
happening?
supposed to be the second coming, dude. Come on.
Right, like why is this happening? Like,
Let's put like I'd rather have Greg Tarr in there right now. Come on.
no, Greg Tarr is only like 240 pounds.
I know. You just think long snapper, like he just needs to snap the ball out of shotgun.
Yep, yep.
But I don't
Well,
think Greg Tarr's even starting long snapper this year. I think they brought in Middleton, Trent Middleton.
yeah, I
So I
think it
think
is
he's
Middleton. So we'll see.
yeah.
But yeah, I
All
mean,
right.
I don't know. I think I'm excited for the season to start. I really need to see him play a game, and then I'll feel a certain type of way maybe about that Oklahoma
Yeah,
game.
again, it's like we could see that game against New Mexico, and it's like, this.
Yeah,
How much does this tell me?
if it's ugly, or if it's like not. I don't think it's gonna be super crisp on offense, but if it's not like, okay, I see where this could go,
I don't want to see
then
Greg Crippen falling over. Let's just say.
no, no, I need to see us dominate on the ground, and then I need to see Bryce just make some plays when they're there and be efficient and not turn it over. And
This is a game that can build your confidence and
you know
kind of
what?
like
Maybe make a wow player too, because that's fun. But you don't have to. You don't need to be Superman. You don't need to be an absolute,
yeah, you
monster.
don't need to be a Superman, Carmelo English, same thing. I've never seen him in the same room.
Never seen the
Um,
same. Right, exactly. You don't need to be Cam Newton. You don't need to be Trevor Lawrence right off the rip. I mean, if you are, awesome. If he's that good, and if he's that, then great. But also, Trevor Lawrence was throwing to like four NFL receivers. So this
yeah,
is not bad. So,
yeah.
so it's
Cool.
Sammy.
Well,
Quote
it'll
Sammy.
be Saturday 7:30 against New Mexico, and that will kick off this very exciting season. I think anytime you get to see like your future for the next 3 years start week
Yep.
one, like that's pretty dang cool.
Yep.
So a lot
I
of things to be
agree.
excited about this year. And hopefully, yeah, you're right on your prediction right up to
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, and you know what? I picked them to lose to Ohio State last year, and they beat them. So that's not out of the
Yeah,
question.
hopefully it was like a reverse jinx if you're one of those psychos that believe in jinxes.
For sure. I forgot. I forgot. Travis Kelsey is went to Cincinnati. I forgot the Kelsey brothers went to Cincinnati.
Yeah, there's
That's probably
he was
why
a
that game is at Arrowhead. That makes sense.
He was a second year player in the NFL and he was interviewed and it was like a kill kiss marry
Mhm.
and it would give an Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift, and Katy Perry. And I'm like, ooh, this is a future argument material for Taylor Swift because he kills Ariana Grande, he kisses Taylor Swift, but he
Oh,
marries Katy Perry. Like,
oh,
dude's toast.
oh
So
boy. Oh boy. He better scrub that one from the internet.
pay whoever to wipe that
Yeah,
from the
just get rid
interwebs.
of that right now. So, all
All
right.
right. Well, we'll see you potentially next week to talk about the Detroit Lions season.
Sounds good. Yep.
All
See ya.
right. See you.